Peace and blessings, family. My name is Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys today about the signs of Zodiac again. And this time we're going to talk about the sign Sagittarius, a half man, half beast, or as I like to say, half man, half amazing. But anyway, yeah. So what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is a fire sign, mutable fire sign to be exact. And what does fire deal with? Fire deals with creative self-expression, um, our life force, our masculinity, our sex drive, our fertility, etc. And it also just it deals with pushing out and expressing. Yes, yeah, mutable. And with the mutable modality, we know mutable modalities can be. Um, it deals with broad, being broad or going abroad, going from one state to another, changing perspectives, seeing things from different points of view, different angles, etc. That's mutable. It can be multiplicative. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so you get Sagittarius here, which is mutable fire, a sign that is able to be creatively self-expressive, and in many different ways, and also able to, um, and it is also able to is also able to see, understand other people's ways of seeing, and other people's ways of seeing and feeling about things, because it's mutable. But yeah, Sagittarius in a nutshell when it comes to that. Um, Going on to the planetary, not the planetary ruler yet, the body part that Sagittarius mainly rules. Sagittarius mainly deals with like the upper legs, more specifically, the thighs. So if you've ever seen a person that had those thighs like Chun-Li from Street Fighter, chances are this is Sagittarius. You see Nicki Minaj's thighs, and she's a Sagittarius. It proves my point. And it's not always like that, but anyway, yeah. Going on to like, going on to the going on to the house ruler of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, since it's the nice sign, and you could call it the sign to the house door was the sign. Sagittarius is ruled by the ninth house, and the ninth house is the house of that deals with going abroad, foreign lands, different cultures, and all of that. But it also deals with um, it also deals with awakening and enlightenment, higher consciousness, etc. And the planetary ruler, the planetary ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and Jupiter represents our higher mind. And so, and what do we just? So, since it represents the higher mind represents consciousness. Um, where was I going? And since it represents Jupiter, which is our higher mind, by default, it's talking about higher consciousness, awakening, enlightenment, expansion and growth, because that's also what the planet Jupiter represents. And so we know, and that's just a couple of things explaining Jupiter. There's more, but you want to keep it simple. And so explain the planetary ruler of Sagittarius, and also the house that rules Sagittarius. You can see why these people, when it comes to their, ways of seeing about things, being creatively self-expressive, and also when it comes to other people, they can be very very, what's the word I'm looking for? They can be very, I cannot think of the word, but they're able to be very efficient in multiple ways. I'm just going to keep it like that to not get too lost. But yes, and going into the thing with the things with the higher mind again, when it deals with wisdom and overstanding things, not getting into the details. You knowing that, you can kind of see why sometimes Sagittarians can get become too prideful and come off like they may know it all, and it's not because that's what they're like, but because just their nature, you know, you know, um, already overstanding things, already understanding, understanding things before they get into them. Um, they'll they already know how that's going to play out, and sometimes this will and sometimes it's an unconscious thing, but sometimes this will get them into a position where there there won't be too much. And sometimes knowing this, sometimes it could take away that um, they can start to play out like a. Sometimes they can start to come off as like a Leo, and start to become too um, uh, start to become too fixated because they already um, overstand everything from personal experience. And it's not like that's the intention. That's just something that tends to happen because of growing wiser from certain experiences. But anyway, yeah, and it's multiple interpretations you could have to this, but it's gonna bring me to my next point, which is talking about the elements again, and then how Sagittarius can balance that out. But also another thing that I want to add is like before I get to that, another thing I want to add is um, Mercury, which represents the lower mind and deals with the rationality and getting into the details. And so it also deals with, since it deals kind of with grounding. This is kind of what Sagittarius is need around them. They need some Gemini. They need Gemini's, Mercurian type people. However you want to look at that, so that they can balance out their that fire energy. So that's not always uh, so that their actions and the way they express things isn't always scattered. Isn't always for everything out. For everyone or everything outside of them. That's another thing to add because Sagittarius, since they're ruled by Jupiter, which deals with expansion and growth, and we put that with the sun, which is our actions. This is why they can be prone to overdoing things. I think that may have been what I want to get to earlier. But anyway, yeah. So, and that and this is kind of I was talking about the thing with like irrational masculinity, which is what the fire element deals with, regardless of the sign. This is also another reason why Sagittarius needs Gemini's around them. That helps that helps the fire, which deals with their irrationality. Since Gemini's air, it helps bring that rationality to the irrationality. So Sagittarius, the Sagittarians, whether they have the wisdom about it or not, still don't go into things head first or recklessly, because it's a sign that just it's the sign that likes to just get into things, don't like to get into the details, and that's why Gemini, and that's why Gemini, Mercury, be there to help Sagittarius, come down to earth, help Sagittarius get grounded, and then vice versa, Sagittarius will help Gemini be like sometimes you just need to jump into things, not always overthink something, overanalyze it, over intellectualize, criticize something. If yeah, and we see that in like I said, irrationality and rationality. Put those two together, they bring balance. It's like it's like, hey, you jump into that, stop overthinking and stop being scary. Hey, you start to you just sit back, you sit back more and start to be more logical and rational about your approach to things. If you get you get where I'm going with it. So yeah. Uh, I kind of already got to what I was going to say when it came to like how Sagittarius can be more conserving with their energy, and it's to start to utilize more like their Mercury to be around some Geminis, using more of their logical mind, or being around people who are more logical and more analytical and intellectual. And by doing that, they can learn to be more humble when it comes to their actions and the way they express things, which will help and which will help their which will help their already mutable nature become more empowered and expansive. And also when it comes to Gemini, it'll also help the Gemini become more empowered because they'll just know when to not always overthink and get into it, like I was saying earlier, and let them know some things you just got to get into because some things you just can't. Something all air signs deal with overthinking at times and being too. Well, that's the masculine energy in general. So yeah, don't even want to get into that. But yeah, that's my take on this. That's my take on the sign Sagittarius. If you guys liked it, feel free to leave a like on the video. If you guys want to add anything to it, if there's not so much add anything to it, if there's anything you want to share, give feedback on, or constructively criticize me about, that's also appreciated because I'm always wanting to learn. So I'm always wanting to learn different perspectives so that I can become more strong in this passion that I'm following, this craft that I am involved with. So yeah. With that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a good evening. And I love y'all. Peace. Let's get this.